Well, good evening, folks, and welcome back to the farm. Welcome to the tractor. I'm in here because this thing's got a dead battery. I'm waiting for the charger to charge it up so I can get this thing out and go get the grapple off and get the forks on, because I went to Bloom Enterprises today and picked up a new bag of chicken feed, and I'd love to be able to put that in a grain bin tomorrow morning, but the universe doesn't have that in store for me just yet. Maybe in about 10 minutes here. So I got thinking, is that a problem? And it got me really thinking about problems. That's probably not a problem. That's probably a minor inconvenience, but it could easily be construed as a problem, and might, in some cases, be frustrating. Might even derail somebody's day. Now, what I mean by that is that 98% of the population doesn't have a problem. They don't have problems. They don't have real problems. I'm not saying, like, there's folks that are going broke, and there's folks that are getting divorced, and there's folks that are terminally ill. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's not people out there that don't have problems. I'm just saying the large majority of the population, they don't have problems. And that in and of itself is a problem. And the real reason that's a problem is because the old supercomputer upstairs, what's that thing? What's that thing doing? That's up there as a problem solver. That you, through millions or billions or tens of thousands of years, however many years it's been of evolution, or if you believe in divine creation, regardless, it doesn't change the concept, is that this thing is designed for problem solving. And, well, a mind with nothing to do is a dangerous thing. So if the old supercomputer doesn't have a problem to solve, the old supercomputer is going to look for a problem to solve. And if it can't find a problem to solve, what's it going to do? It's going to create a problem to solve. And that's where you get situations where everybody gets offended over nothing. Or we start, arguing over nonsense. And trivial things that they just don't even matter suddenly are blowing up the internet and changing the world. I'm going to get this cancel culture, and it's a dangerous and very slippery path to go down. And so usually how this manifests itself on the outside is we'll take a blessing, we'll take something that's an absolute blessing and objectify it in some way, shape, or form as a burden. Like, it's Monday, I gotta go to work. Oh, I gotta take my kids to hockey practice. Shut up. Shut up. You have a job, you can get up, you can go to work, and on the Friday, you get paid, you can pay your mortgage, you can put food on the table, you can put gas in your car. You're pretty damn fortunate. Stop bitching about stuff. I say that as a joke, of course, but that's the reality. The mindset and the attitude, the mindset is the problem. That's what it comes down to. And the old supercomputer here can't look itself in the mirror and just say, hey, self, you've got a shitty attitude and you need to figure it out. It doesn't work like that, right? The brain is not wired to do that. The brain is continually wired to seek out and solve problems. And so, here's a solution. We need to recognize that there's a different type of problem out there. And it's the absence of happiness. Now, the brain itself, this is the other way that the funny thing, the brain is wired. There's base instincts, and then there's just a whole bunch of other stuff, right? So when it comes to finding joy, finding happiness, finding pleasure, the brain is only wired to seek out two things in regards to joy and pleasure. And that is feed and reproduction, right? So, and that's why literally thousands of people, probably more than thousands of people, make really, really bad dietary choices and relationship choices, because that's based off primal instinct and is not really controlled by the conscious part of the mind. So what we do have to do with the conscious part of the mind is present it with a problem, right? There is a void or an absence of happiness. Now, can my brain look at the void and say, okay, well, I can solve this is what's going to make me happy? No. No, it can't. It cannot do that. It's incapable of doing that. What it can do is look out at somebody else and say, I know how to make that person happy. I can do some small act of kindness, or I can do something that's meaningful. and make a difference in somebody else's day. Now, you'd be surprised, without ever having realized the brain works this way, you do something good for somebody else, they're appreciative of it, and that in turn makes you happy. And if we all just lived that way, it would come full circle, and somebody would do something for us that makes our day. And that, my friends, is the key to happiness. But without diving too much deeper into human psychology, I think the battery charger's probably ready to go, so I better go get this grapple off and get ready to move some grain. So I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.